Hey everyone! So today I am going to be doing a bookshelf tour, and you are not going to see my face in this because I did not get ready for this. I just kind of assumed I was just gonna show you, so that's what I'm gonna do. But here's my bookshelf from far away, well, as far away as I can do it. That's what it looks like. Ignore that lamp on the floor. So yeah, let's get started. I guess I'll show you all the rows individually. In like a pan. Okay, this is like a lot more awkward than I thought it was gonna be. It's just like dead silent. Okay, well there's my bookshelf. Okay, let's get started. Woo! Okay, so starting on the top shelf, I have The Maze Runner by James Dashner, which was okay. And I also have The Scorch Trials by James Dashner, which I liked a lot better than The Maze Runner. And I don't have the third one yet. Or the other one that's in the series. I don't really know what it is, a prequel or something after. Next I have Wither by Lauren DeStefano, not quite sure. This is an okay book too. I have not read anything else in the series yet. Then I have Unearthly by Cynthia Hand and Hallowed by Cynthia Hand. And I have not read those yet at all. I just kind of own them. Then I have Incarnate by Jodi Meadows, which this cover is gorgeous. Then I have Delirium by Lauren Oliver, which I loved. And Pandemonium by Lauren Oliver as well. And that one was also very good. And then finally I have Requiem by Lauren Oliver, which I have not read yet, which I probably should because it's the last book in the trilogy. Moving on, I have Die For Me by Amy Plum, which I have not read yet. And then I have, of course, two Divergent books that are out right now by Veronica Roth, Divergent and Insurgent, which I don't even need to tell you guys, they are just amazing books. And I am so excited for the third one that's coming out in October. And then I have Graceling by Kristen Kishore, which I have not read yet either. And Splintered by A.G. Howard, which is a gorgeous cover. Eve by Anna Carey. Cruel by Jennifer Albin, which this book was so crazy. Like, I have said it probably so many times. It's like, I have never read anything like it before. It's just so unique. Then I have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and this book was just very emotional, and I don't even know how to feel about it. Then I have Variant by Robson Wells, which my friend recommended to me. I have not read it yet. And then I have Star-Crossed by Josephine Angelini. And I have Dreamless by Josephine Angelini, which have gorgeous covers. I have not read them yet. And then finally on this side, I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, this gorgeous cover from Barnes & Nobles. And I have Little Woman by Louisa. Oh my goodness. Louisa May Alcott. Yeah. Which is also another one of those gorgeous covers. And I wish I picked up more when I went to the States, but I only got those two. Moving on to the second shelf, I have The White Queen by Philippa Gregory. I'm pretty sure that's how you say her name. And I am so excited to read this. I love historical fiction, I found out. I love history in general, and especially that time period of history. So I'm so excited to read that. Next I have the Mortal Instruments series, and this is what I was waiting on to do this bookshelf tour because I had ordered it in the mail. So I have City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, and City of Lost Souls, all by Cassandra Clare. So I have not read that series yet, I know, so I will be reading that. Well, I'm going to bring City of Bones with me to my cottage. Next I have Elixir by Hilary Duff, and I got this mostly because I really love Hilary Duff, so I wanted to read her novel. Next I have Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, which I have not read yet, but apparently it's really good. And The Fifth Wave by Ricky Yancey, which I did read and quite enjoyed. Then I have my first copy of The Hobbit, which is just a gorgeous copy, kind of like a collector's edition, I would think, that I just really wanted because of the way it looked, because it's so pretty, and it's cloth bound. Then I have Frost by Marana Bear, I'm pretty sure, which is a horror book. And then I have Even Adam by Michael Grant and Catherine Applegate, and it was okay. It was just okay. And then finally, I have The Duff, which is The Designated Ugly Fat Friend by Cody Keplinger, which I loved. It was such a fun read. And then kind of beside my books here on this shelf, I have my Barnes & Noble copy of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Other Stories by Lewis Carroll, and it is literally massive. Like, it's a huge book. I don't know if you can even tell. And then I have Versace Bright Crystal and Juicy Couture Vive La Juicy, and they're just little mini versions of the perfumes. But I thought they looked really pretty with the Alice's Adventures in Wonderland because they kind of match. And then I have Lemon Mint Leaf candle from Bath & Body Works and my little Eiffel Tower from Paris. Okay, the next shelf. This is kind of like my dark vampire kind of supernatural shelf, except for some of the books at the end, but they're just there because they kind of fit. So I have Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick, Crescendo, Silence, and Finale by Becca Fitzpatrick, and I liked Hush Hush a lot. I really enjoyed it. Crescendo and Silence were okay, and I have not read Finale yet. And then I have the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. I have Fallen, Torment, Passion, and Rapture, and I have only read Fallen and Torment in that series. Then I have The Vampire Academy. I have the first 3 books in hardcover, or they're not the first 3 books. I have 3 books in hardcover. I have Vampire Academy, Spirit Bound, and Last Sacrifice, all by Rochelle Mead, and those are the ones I have in hardcover. I still have yet to get, I'm pretty sure Blood Promise comes in hardcover, but then the other 2 I'm going to have to get in paperback because they didn't make them in hardcover for some reason. Then at the other half of this shelf, I have the Twilight series, which is Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn, all by Stephanie Meyer, and I read these forever ago. I have never reread them. Obviously I tried because there's 2 bookmarks in here, but I just couldn't get into it again. But then I have The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, which was such a good book. This is the book that kind of got me back into reading after a while, so it was so good. Then I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer, Heist Society by Allie Carter, which I have not read yet. And then I have Marked and Betrayed from the House of Night series, and I've only read Marked, which was really good actually. I really enjoyed it. I just have not picked up Betrayed for some reason, and there's like 7 other ones or something in the series. And then last on the shelf, I have Blue Buds by Melissa De La Cruz, and I could not get into that book. I tried, but I did not like it. Moving on down to the 4th shelf now. This is kind of starting into my paperback books. I have The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy here, all by J.R.R. Tolkien. Oh, and this here is Spaka, and he glows blue. I got him for Christmas one year. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King, which I love these covers. Then I have Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. That one name I can never pronounce. And this is actually my friend's copy. It is The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. It was my friend's copy, and it got completely destroyed while it was in my hands. I don't know what happened to it. I have no idea how that happened, and I offered to buy another one, and she said, don't worry about it. It's just kind of on my bookshelf now, and I did read halfway through it. I would like to read it, though, because it seemed really interesting. Next, I have the first 2 books in the Grand Tour series, which I have not read, but the covers are gorgeous. I have Glamorous Illusions, and these are by Lisa T. Berggren. which my mom has read actually, and my mom is reading the second one, which is Grave Consequences, which he is just looking real creepy, but the background on that is gorgeous. Then I have Matched by Ali Condi, and I did like this book. It was alright. I have not picked up the other two yet. Next I have Two-Way Street by Lauren Barnholt, and I got this from my friend. I think it's about a road trip. Oh, a road trip with her ex. Danger ahead. That's what it says on the cover. And then I have Saving Zoe by Alison Noel. I don't know why I bought that. It just... maybe... oh, because it was $4 on the bargain and I needed to get to $25. But it sounded interesting enough. Then I have Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan. And I obviously got halfway through this book. And it was okay. I didn't love it, which a lot of people are going to be like, oh my goodness, but it just didn't happen for me. Then I have Crazy Love by Frances Chan, which I have not read yet, but I kind of really want to. It's a Christian book that my grandma gave me. And then I have Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen, and I am currently reading this. Ooh, I'm almost halfway through. It's really good so far. It's the only Sarah Dessen book I own, and I really like it. Next I have 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, which I also really want to read, but I just haven't got around to yet. Then I have Perfect Chemistry and Rules of Attraction, both by Simone Ecoles, I think people say how that last name is. I have not read these books yet. Then I have Beautiful Disaster by Jamie Maguire, which was an amazing book. I loved it so much. And then I have Walking Disaster by Jamie Maguire also, which I have not read, and all my friends keep calling me crazy because I love Beautiful Disaster so much, so they're all like, why have you not read Walking Disaster? And I think I will next week. Then I have two books that were my friends from the Gossip Girl series. All I Want Is Everything, You Know You Love Me. I probably won't ever read this series. I read the first one, which was okay, but I keep them on my bookshelf just kind of as memory of her. And then I have Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, which was, I really enjoyed it. It was a really good book. Then I have Entwined by Heather Dixon, which was also one of the first books I read, getting back into reading. I bought it because of the cover. It's a gorgeous cover, and it's actually such a cute book. It's a retelling of a fairy tale. Next, I have Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I didn't like it. Then I have Gone by Michael Grant. I got this because it was $4.99. And the last book on this shelf is Stolen by Lucy Christopher, which is such a good book. If you have not read this book, I highly recommend it. It is so good. I have raved about it, I think, before, about the way it makes you feel. It's ridiculous. Finally, onto the last shelf I have books on. I have The Shoemaker's Wife by Ariana Trigiani, something like that. And I bought this because of the cover. It is just such a pretty cover. Then I have Relic, which is by my friend, you can see his name there, but he is my age and he wrote a book and it is now being sold in our town and you can buy it online and it's so cool. Then I have The Book of Tomorrow by Cecilia Ahern, which I also bought because of the cover because it's so pretty. This is a book that my school sent me for free just to read over the summer, and then they're going to have like reading groups that you can discuss it with when you get to school. It's called Indian Horse by Richard Wagamies. Then I have A Tangled Web by a girl I work with. So that's also cool. This is another author I know, so I bought her book as well. Then I have Debutantes by Cora Harrison, which was actually an okay book. I read it and it was about these girls from the 20s and it's also historical fiction, I think, and I quite enjoyed it. Then I have How to Be a Canadian by Will Ferguson and Ian Ferguson. Hilarious book, basically just stereotypes of Canadians and provinces and territories. Next I have the Chronicles of Narnia series, which I have never read. I read the first two books. The Magician's Nephew, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, whoa, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. Then I have 1,000 Places to See Before You Die, which is a travel book of places to see before you die. Sounds very morbid, but it has, like, literally, it's a humongous book. It has so many things in it. So I would love to see a lot of them. Probably can't see all of them before I die, but a lot of them would be nice. Then I have Identical by Ellen Hopkins, which is an intense book, but very good. And next to that I have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Next I have the Anne of Green Gables series, which is another series I never read. It's Anne of Green Gables, Anne of, what does that say? Oh my goodness, I don't even know how to pronounce these names. Anne of the Island, Anne of Windy Poplars, Anne's House of Dreams, Anne of Ingleside, Rainbow Valley, and Rilla of Ingleside. And this is a Canadian author. Oh, it's by L.M. Montgomery, and it is actually based in Prince Edward Island, so that's pretty cool. So for over here, I'll just show you the things that are on top first. I have this one here because I needed a book to keep all these ones up. I had a space here. So I went over to my mom's bookshelf, and she has all these really old books on hers. And this is Anne's House of Dreams, which is an Anne of Green Gables book. And it's like one of the old copies. Copyright 1922. So it's old, and she has like the whole series over there. And then I have one of my grandma's old books, which is Sunnybank Home of Lad. Oh man, the paperback thing's falling off. I do not know what that is. It's by Albert Payson Turhun something. And then I have The Mysterious Half-Cat, which is also my grandma's, by Margaret Sutton. I think it's a Nancy Drew book? No, sorry. A Judy Bolton mystery. Never mind. Then I have my super ugly edition of Frostbite, the one I accidentally bought. And then I have Chicken Noot for the Teenage Soul. I used to be obsessed with these books. And Chicken Soup for the Pet Lover's Soul. It was just tons of stories about people. Then I have Hereafter by Tara Hudson and Cold Kiss by Amy Garvey. And they're only down here because I could not find a place for them up on my hardcover. Why We Broke Up by Daniel Hander and Maria Kalman, and another Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. And then literally the bottom shelf is just that. The box, The City of Bones that came in, my To Be Read jar, and some hair products. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want me to do my movie shelf tour, I have one over there. If you want me to do a movie shelf tour, just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye!